In the gloom of a cold hospital, where the hum of tubes is louder than a heartbeat, a woman is dying. And not just any woman. She is your most dangerous enemy. The same one who for years has worked in the shadows, performing burials with your name, paying for dark spells, writing your date of birth on soiled papers with black wax and burying them under damp earth, invoking spirits with saliva and blood. I have just received this vision. So strong, so clear, so disturbing that I had to stop everything I was doing to bring you this message. This woman who seemed unbreakable is today prostrate, without strength, without a voice, but with hate still, coursing through her veins. And do you know the last thing she screamed before losing consciousness? Your name. Yes, your name. And it was no ordinary scream. It was a scream of invocation, a kind of summons. A portal opened with her last breath, a way to pull you into her karma, to drag you with her into the same abyss she is falling into. The doctor attending her said it was terrifying, that the monitors showed inexplicable energy spikes, that the lights flickered, that a nurse swore she saw a shadow with red eyes sitting at the foot of the bed. No one understood what was happening, but you and I do. We know that when a soul is bound to hell, it drags others down, and it does so with force. And this is where I ask you not to take this lightly. Feel your body right now. Have you been dreaming about her? Have you suddenly felt exhausted, sad, blocked for no reason? Do you feel a presence in the early hours of the morning? That is no coincidence. You are beginning to absorb her karma, because with her scream she opened an energetic portal to you, and that was not the only sign. Her son, who has also been involved in dark things, was captured by the police after a wild chase. He was found with ritual objects, with hidden symbols, with written names, and one of those names was yours. A loved being of light, what you are. Experiencing is not a coincidence or a punishment. It is a spiritual test, a direct warning from your guardian angels. Archangel Michael tells me that you are being protected, but you need to activate the full shield. If you are feeling this message in your chest, if this is moving something inside you, decree here below in the comments. I am invisible to the karma of others. I am protected by the armies of heaven. Saint Michael guides my soul, and the channel of protection will open with more strength, like this, so that the universe activates this message in your life. Your angel is watching, and if you feel this speaks directly to you, subscribe because there is more to reveal, and Saint Gabriel wants you to hear what is coming. The real hell began when she was visited by a presence in her room, and that presence was not human. The guides are whispering in my ear to verbalize and serve as a channel to deliver this message to you, because what happened left everyone paralyzed. The scream that tore through the hospital walls was not human. It did not come from her throat. It came from the most rotten part of her soul. That woman did not scream your name out of hatred. She screamed it to invoke you. She did not ask for forgiveness. She did not think of her children. She did not think of God. Her only obsession was you, your face, your path, your destiny. That scream was a direct call to the darkness. She wanted to bind your spirit to hers so that karma would not take her alone. She wanted to drag you as a corpse is dragged through wet earth after a poorly done burial. What no one understood is that in her last days, that woman had activated an ancient binding of invocation, one that only old witches, those of the cemetery and skull, know. A dirty ritual, forbidden by the hells themselves, where the soul that is most hated is invoked and a vow is made before the devil that if she dies, she will take you with her to the other plane. Yes, her plan was clear, for you to die spiritually, with her, for you to lose your way, for you to stop shining. She did it during a waning moon underground with a burial where she used hair, cemetery earth, and your name written 7 times in red ink. And before dying, the final phase was activated. The scream. But she made a fatal mistake. She did not know that you are sealed with the mantle of the Virgin of Fatima, that your steps are guarded by the Archangel Saint Michael, that his sword flames when they try to cut your destiny, that the Archangel Gabriel had already alerted your guides, and that is why you are feeling it, because they did not catch you, but they grazed your soul. If in these days you have felt a pressure in your chest upon waking, if you have trouble sleeping, if you feel that someone is watching you in the early morning, or if you have had dreams with shadows, it is because that invocation did not penetrate you, but it did manage to graze your auric field. It is as if an invisible mud wants to cling to your light. That is why you must close that portal now. Decree in the comments, I am protected by the Virgin of Fatima. My soul is untouchable. Saint Michael cuts the ties of the underworld. Do it with power. It is not just a comment. It is a magic key, a seal of protection. And if this is making your chest vibrate, if you are feeling that this speaks directly to you, give it a like. Because that way the universe will recognize your light as active. And subscribe, because the Archangel Gabriel has just shown me something else you need to know to survive what is coming. This is how you open the channel of knowledge, and your soul attunes to what is coming in this reading. Because what that woman did not know is that the scream was not the end. It was the beginning of the real horror. What appeared that same night in the corner of the room was not just any spirit. It was not human. It had the shape of something no one could describe, and it was looking for you. And when that woman in her delirium screamed your name to invoke you, she did not know what she was unleashing. She did it with the intention of opening a portal and dragging you with her, of tying you to the abyss, of chaining your soul with her so that you would share her karma. But the universe is not deceived. The spiritual world is not manipulated. Because you are sealed by the 7 rays of divine light. Because your field is covered by the sacred mantles of the Virgin of Fatima. And your destiny is sustained by the burning sword of the Archangel Saint Michael. That is why it backfired on her. Because the entity she awakened did not come for you. It came for her. And worse still, it came for what she loved most in this world. Her son. In the early morning after that scream, while the doctors were trying to stabilize her, chaos erupted miles away. Her son was being chased by patrol cars who said he had tried to enter a sacred place with dark intentions. But what was truly disturbing was what they found on him at the time of his arrest, because he was not carrying weapons. He was carrying a small black bag lined with animal skin and amulets full of dried blood. Inside were photos of you, papers with your name repeated like a mantra, small bones that were not from an animal, figures made with hair, and symbols of ancient black magic, of the kind only used in cursed burials. And among those objects was a list with crossed-out names of people who had died, fallen ill, or mysteriously disappeared. And the only name that was not crossed out was yours, because your name was the final objective of the pact the mother had made. But you did not fall because the curse does not touch you. No dark entity touches you. No binding made with hatred penetrates you. Your field is closed with bonds of divine fire. Your guardian angels work night and day, and your soul illuminates with strength, because your path cannot be altered by anyone. And seeing that you did not fall, the being that was invoked collected the debt with what hurt her most. Her son. The son was not just a delinquent. He was part of the pact. He was an executor of the dark work, an open channel that did his mother's dirty work. They had been working on you together for a long time. They had sent you manipulated dreams, strange thoughts, sudden fatigue, noises in the night shadows. None of that was a coincidence. It was him following the steps of the cursed binding they signed with blood, but they failed. And now, while she is consumed in a bed without oxygen, her son sleeps behind bars, persecuted not only by earthly justice, but by something much worse. Now listen carefully. If you are seeing this, it is because the Archangel Saint Michael has chosen you to close this cycle now. Write in the comments from your conviction. Nothing touches me. Nothing defeats me. I am protected by divine light. May everything be returned to the sender. And in doing so, you will be releasing the last bond. Your decree is your sword. Your word is an exorcism. And if you feel at this moment that this resonates in your soul, have this message activated by heaven by giving it a like. The Archangel Gabriel has told me that this way, the channel of mysteries will open in your life, and the answers that have been hidden from you for years will begin to be revealed. Subscribe if you have not already done so, because the universe wants to speak to you directly, and I'm only the channel. Because even if you think it all ends here, the most disturbing part is coming now. The spirit that claimed the sun did not leave. It stayed and is now visiting your enemy's friends, one by one, because the debt was not only theirs. You know well who else was involved. I will reveal that to you shortly. She swore to take revenge even after death, and in her delirium, between murmurs and shrieks from a soul that refuses to rest, that woman uttered a phrase that cuts deep into the darkest part of the spiritual. Even if I die, I will continue to meddle in her life from wherever I am. What few know is that it was not just an empty threat, because in the shadows of her existence she had signed a post-mortem pact, an agreement sealed in blood and fire, to continue operating as a vengeful spirit from the other side, sending invisible plagues, diseases that gnaw at your aura, and ruin disguised as coincidence, all with the aim of breaking your light and your path of evolution. It is no coincidence that in moments of silence, when the night seems densest, you feel a weight on your chest, or that small accidents surprise you without explanation, or that the heaviness that oppresses you spreads like a dark shadow over your days. These are the effects of that spectral binding, that spell that was activated from her deathbed, and that seeks to break your spiritual shield. But do not forget that you have the protection of the most powerful guardian angels, that the Virgin of Fatima with her sacred mantle envelops your energy, and that the Archangel Saint Michael keeps his flaming sword ready to cut any malignant tie that tries to link you to that darkness. The same Saint Gabriel has revealed to me that your word, your faith, and your conscience are keys that open the connection with the universe, and that by activating your energetic channel with a simple gesture of liking and subscribing, you begin to unleash that luminous energy that repels everything that is not for your good. That is why I invite you to not only see this message, but to actively participate in your protection by leaving a firm decree in the comments, something that is born from your soul, because that simple and powerful act is a pact with heaven that activates your spiritual shield and seals your destiny with light. But it does not end here, because this vengeful spirit is not alone. The undertakers of dark souls have detected that its influence extends beyond what you thought possible, that its pact has activated a chain of events that threatens to tear down everything you have built. And the most chilling thing is that this woman not only returned as a shadow, but has begun to inhabit the dreams of those who were once by her side, sowing discord, fear, and mistrust. But there is a sign, a hidden message that your guardian angels want you to discover to break that chain. You must look for that sign that will save you from the push of the abyss, and that only those who are connected with the Archangel Saint Michael will be able to interpret. The family, desperate and fearful, brought a priest to pray for her on her deathbed. The scene became a spectacle of horror and darkness. The woman writhed with a force that seemed superhuman. She spat blood as if it were a river of curses, and in the midst of that horror, she screamed your name again. It was not just a sick woman fighting against her body. She was possessed by the same black and destructive entities that she herself had sent against you. The shadows that sought to devour your light, those that made bindings, rituals in secret, burials, invocations made in the gloom, seeking to tear your vital energy from you and sink you into the abyss. But what that woman did not know, not even the dark forces that controlled her, is that you are part of the 144,000 sacred souls protected by divine power, eternal guardians of the light, whose mission is to resist the darkness without bending. You have a shield that not even the most perverse entities can break through. A field of guardian angels that surrounds you day and night, commanded by the Archangel Saint Michael with his flaming sword that cuts through the shadow with just a thought. In the midst of this spiritual battle, your angels and archangels are crying out for your active participation. I ask you, if you feel this energy pulsing in your heart, to participate by leaving a comment that springs from your soul, a decree that resonates with the authority of heaven, because the Archangel Gabriel has promised that every word written with faith creates an energetic channel that opens the connection with ancestral wisdom and strengthens your aura to resist any attack. Do not forget to like so that the universe recognizes you, and subscribe, because only those who maintain the connection with the guardian angels will be able to navigate these spiritual storms and emerge victorious. That the possessed woman is not only trapped, but now her spirit feeds on the chaos she has left behind. And that shadow has an ally that you do not yet know. Someone who pulls the strings in the darkness to perpetuate this cycle of destruction. In a moment you will discover who that invisible ally is, who is behind this whole spiritual conspiracy, and why his plans have you directly in his sights. Before revealing to you who that dark ally is who pulls the strings from the shadows, I need to tell you something that will make you understand the magnitude of the protection that surrounds you. One of the policemen who arrested your enemy's son had a dream, but not just any dream, but a vision sent by the cosmos itself. In that dream, he saw your figure surrounded by a resplendent light, wrapped in sacred mantles and protected by a legion of guardian angels whose faces were not human, but manifestations of divine power, celestial custodians who watched over your every step. This agent related that in the midst of the chase, he felt an invisible force pushing him, a presence that prompted him to stop the young man before he could carry out the dark errand he carried on his shoulders. An errand born of ancestral bindings and pacts, a work of black magic that sought to poison your soul and steal your light. This dream is not a coincidence or a product of chance. It is the sign that the universe not only takes care of you with angels and archangels like Saint Michael and Saint Gabriel, but also uses unexpected people, beings who do not even know that they are part of the spiritual battle you are fighting. The destiny woven and the invisible threads that connect the protectors and the enemies. And in that fabric, you are protected with an insurmountable shield. Your guardian angels work tirelessly, deploying their celestial army to undo every spell, every binding, every shadow that tries to touch your energy. If your intuition awakens and your soul is moved by this divine protection, I invite you to comment with all your heart a powerful decree, because the Archangel Saint Michael asks you to make this truth vibrate with words that undo invisible chains. Let your comment be a beacon for those who fight in the darkness, and a cry of liberation that activates the energetic channel of the universe. Like this message so that the Archangel Gabriel blesses you with clarity, and subscribe to keep the connection open with the celestial wisdom that will guide you in these dark times. But the real hidden enemy is not the one you see, nor the sun trapped behind bars. Your enemy's family, the same ones who saw her fall into her dark abyss, have now begun to point to you as the culprit for all their collapse. Despite the harm she did to you, They are desperate to find someone to blame for their karma. And you, without reason, have become the perfect target. From the shadows of their pain, they launch accusations disguised as half-truths, trying to wrap your name in a tangle of darkness and bad intentions, as if your guardian angels were not there to protect you and clean up the bad energy they are trying to shower on you. In that circle of accusations resonate words that smell of unclosed burials, of broken bindings, of dark pacts that they themselves ignored, and now they brazenly seek a scapegoat for their evils, without knowing that the true power that sustains you is in the hands of the archangels, especially Saint Michael and Saint Gabriel, who from heaven watch over you with their flaming swords and wings. They do not understand that the light that surrounds you is impenetrable, that your auric field is a sacred temple protected by divine forces that do not allow any shadow to adhere to your path. Their desperation becomes a weapon, but their spears break against the shield that your angels have given you. And while they throw their words like poisoned darts, the universe conspires to show you that these accusations are only echoes of the fear and impotence they feel before the unstoppable awakening of your inner power. Do not allow their words to enter your energy. Do not let their bad intentions entangle your soul, because every word you receive can be converted into prayer and decree. And that is where your true strength comes in. Therefore, at this moment, the Archangel Saint Michael invites you to leave a comment declaring with courage, "My light does not go out. My angels protect me. No accusation touches me. Only the truth accompanies me." By doing so, you will activate a powerful energetic channel, an invisible wall that will bounce back all the bad vibes that try to enter your life. I also suggest that you like this message, because the Archangel Gabriel assures that this way the connection with divine justice will open for you. And do not forget to subscribe to keep alive the light that the universe sends you in each message. This is the key for the cosmos to continue guiding you and for every hidden mystery around you to begin to be revealed with clarity. But be careful, because while they seek to blame you, there is something much more dangerous that is moving in the shadows. Something that not only wants to sink you into disrepute, but also to snatch away the peace that has cost you so much to achieve. In the next part, you will discover who or what is behind this campaign of accusations. A dark presence that is using the family itself as pawns in a much larger and more sinister game. A game that could change everything. After your enemy's collapse, the darkness did not retreat, but changed its face and strategy. Because one of the witches with whom she wove her dark bindings and rituals could not stop looking for you. This warlock, a being who has been buried in secrets and invisible pacts, became obsessed with your light, that light he had never seen before, so strong and pure that it decomposes all shadow in its path. He could not bear the idea that you existed without falling under his nets. And now, like a predator in the night, he is delving into every corner of your life, tracking your name in records, archives, and even in the hidden lines of the energy you leave in your wake. His intention is clear and dangerous. He wants to deal with you as if you were a bargaining chip in his dark game, or else destroy you to erase that light that torments him and prevents him from controlling his destiny and that of those who once swore allegiance to him. This warlock, wrapped in layers of curses, bindings, and conjurations made in forgotten burials, is aware that your guardian angels and the sacred mantle of the Virgin of Fatima protect you. But his arrogance and desperation lead him to cross forbidden lines, invoking entities from the underworld that should never have been released. He is trying to break the balance that sustains your energetic field with rituals charged with spiritual poison, shadows that want to make your soul slip and fracture the divine connection that holds you firm. But there is something that neither he nor his minions know. The Archangel Saint Michael is by your side. His burning sword creates an invisible wall that repels all darkness, And Saint Gabriel blows the trumpet that activates in you an impenetrable energetic channel, a fortress of light that cannot be brought down. Now more than ever, the universe calls you not only to receive this message, but to become a warrior of your own light, leaving a comment with faith and determination, declaring, with divine protection, my light is invincible. No warlock or shadow can touch me. By doing this, you will be sealing a pact with the angels, activating the energetic channel that will shield you against any attempt at dark manipulation. In addition, liking this message is like lighting a torch in the darkness, a call for the Archangel Gabriel to open the door to hidden revelations that will give you the strength to overcome any onslaught. Subscribe also, because in each video the universe pours out secrets that only the chosen can receive, and you are one of them. But be careful, because as the warlock gets closer and his obsession grows, he has begun to unleash something more dangerous than simple curses. He has invoked an ancestral entity that does not belong to this world, a being that knows neither mercy nor forgiveness, and that has now set its hungry gaze on you. What the warlock did not know is that by invoking that ancestral entity, he opened a forbidden door that connects with the darkest burials of the underworld, a portal where condemned souls and the most ancient curses intertwine to seek living victims. That creature, nameless in the books of light, arrived with a ravenous hunger for pure energy, for light that it can devour and extinguish, and you are its main target, because your aura shines with a fire that threatens to disintegrate any shadow that touches it. This presence is not just a common shadow. It is a nightmare monster, an amalgam of ancient darkness that feeds on broken bindings and the whispers of cursed burials. A being that wanders between worlds looking for the opportunity to break your spiritual shield and break through the protection of your guardian angels. But the Archangel Saint Michael with his flaming sword stands firm by your side, a wall of fire that rejects every attempt at invasion. Saint Gabriel with his voice of a celestial trumpet activates in you the channel of knowledge that makes you aware and strong, capable of detecting any sign of this entity and banishing it before it can take root in your life. Therefore, at this crucial moment, I invite you not only to listen, but to write in the comments with the power of your word. By the sacred fire of Saint Michael and the eternal light of Saint Gabriel, this shadow will have no place in my life. My spirit is free and protected. By declaring this, your energetic channel is activated, and the connection with the hidden mysteries opens, bringing clarity and protection. If you feel the call in your soul, like it, because the universe through the Archangel Gabriel is pouring upon you the wisdom and strength necessary to overcome any darkness. Do not forget to subscribe so that each divine message reaches you in time, because in this spiritual battle, knowledge is the sharpest sword. But while you believe that this entity is the greatest threat, you should know that it does not act alone. At its side, a more perverse power is awakening, an ancestral force that controls not only shadows, but also the invisible chains that bind destinies. The power that awakens in the shadow of that warlock is older than the secret burials under the black moon, a dark bond woven in the most forbidden bindings, guarded by beings who walk among shadows and whisper curses in forgotten tongues. This force is not just a spectre. It is a titan of the darkness that feeds on fear, on despair, on the energies that are corrupted and rot in the hearts of those who try to manipulate destiny with spells and pacts sealed in blood. You who have felt the weight of that presence must know that your guardian angels have not let down their guard for an instant. The Archangel Saint Michael with his cutting sword of light defends your spirit, while Saint Gabriel opens the energetic channel so that the truth is revealed and the light penetrates the densest shadows. This battle is not just physical or visible. It is a war on the spiritual plane where every thought, every emotion, And every word has the power to attract protection or open breaches for darkness. Therefore, when you feel the darkness touch you, do not hesitate to decree with all the power of your being. By the grace of Saint Michael and the purity of Saint Gabriel, my path is shielded, my spirit is invincible, and no shadow can touch me. By writing these words in the comments, you are sealing a pact with the heavens that activates a protective shield and opens the connection with the ancestral wisdom that will guide you in the midst of the storm. The universe responds to this signal, and if at this moment your heart vibrates with this truth, like it so that the divine energy flows stronger towards you. Do not forget to subscribe, because each new message is a beacon of light in this sea of darkness. There is a hidden puppeteer in the shadows, an entity that pulls the strings of this dark drama like a master of the darkness. It is not a common warlock or a wandering spirit. It is someone who has woven pacts and secret burials, someone who knows the deepest and darkest bindings, a master of the forbidden arts who wields forces that not even he dares to face. This shadowy figure not only seeks to destroy your light, but also yearns to steal your vital energy to feed himself and prolong his reign of terror on the spiritual plane. But you, warrior of light, are not alone in this battle. The guardian angels, those celestial beings who guard your aura, are deploying their wings to protect you, while the archangel Saint Michael holds his flaming sword, ready to cut any dark bond that tries to entangle your destiny. Saint Gabriel, with his celestial trumpet, is announcing that divine justice is on your side, and that the energetic channel that connects your soul with the universe is about to open to reveal the hidden truth to you. I invite you at this moment, from the bottom of your soul, to declare in the comments, "I am invincible light. No evil can touch me. My guardian angels protect me, and my destiny is sealed by divine justice." By doing so, you will be activating an energetic network that the universe will respond to with power. And if you feel that this message resonates in you, give it a like so that this energy grows and expands in your life. Subscribe so that each revelation reaches you with the strength of the heavens, and so that the connection of divine knowledge always remains open on your path. This dark puppeteer who believed himself to be invisible and all-powerful is about to make a fatal mistake that will change the game completely. The truth about his identity will not only surprise you, but will give you the necessary weapons to close this chapter with fire and light. Clue as subtle as it is terrifying has been revealed. To discover the puppeteer who pulls the strings of your torment, you must look at the second contact on your WhatsApp. That person who appears just behind the first name holds the initial that encloses the identity of the one who has unleashed this nightmare of bindings, hexes, and curses. It is not a coincidence or a game. The universe has placed this sign as a beacon in the middle of the night, so that you open your eyes and look carefully at that name that you have seen 1,000 times, but that today takes on a new meaning. This puppeteer, the architect of invisible burials and cursed pacts, has been watching every step you take, infiltrating shadows into your days and sending his minions in the form of malignant energies and shadows that disturb your rest. However, he does not know that your spiritual field is protected by the unbreakable light of your guardian angels, and that the burning sword of the archangel Saint Michael cuts every binding and curse that tries to trap you. Saint Gabriel, with the force of divine justice, impels this message so that your intuition is activated, and you can clearly discover that initial that will bring you closer to the truth. I invite you from the center of your power to write in the comments the letter you have identified, declaring with force, "I recognize the sign. I open my eyes and I release my energy. The light of my angels guides and protects me." This decree is the key to activate the energetic channel that the universe deploys in your favor. And if you feel the vibration of this call, give it a like so that the celestial force intensifies in your life. Do not forget to subscribe, because every step towards the truth is a step that your spiritual guides whisper in your ear.